It was Caden Long, Omar Jackson, Diamond Talton, and Preshawn Boyd. Caden was our leadoff runner. You know, his job was to keep it close. Omar's second leg was phenomenal.
When Omar got the baton, he brought us back into the lead a little bit, and then Diamond got the baton and just took off around the whole track and just made everybody like very, very happy that day.
Diamond just at the 200 mark, he just took off and left everybody. Preshawn, his job was to hold that lead, but he also had to fight off the state's #1 quarter miler who was coming, and he made that effort and kept that lead all the way through. Diamond and Omar ran probably the two best legs that I've ever seen at the state finals. I still remember when Omar got the baton and how he ran and the tears. And just remember that. And then Diamond carrying that through was just excellent. So just seeing how those kids gelled and how they worked and how they didn't want to let each other down. And I think that's why they were state title winners.
In 2019, that was the scene. The fastest 4x400 relay team in Southside's storied history, hustling to a state title and celebrating together.
The endearing part for me was seeing the joy those kids had. Just unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Emotional and unbelievable.
For two of those teammates, it was also unfinished. Long and Boyd were juniors, and entering their senior season, the Archers were in a prime position to repeat.
We had 3 guys coming back from the 4x8. We had 2 or 3 guys back from the 4x1. We would have had 2 guys or maybe 3 guys back in the 4x4, and we would have had a push to kind of defend our, state championship.
Oh, we were very confident about that for the last year, 2020. We were definitely confident that we were going to go back to state for the 4x4 and 4x1.
That's because they had all the right replacements.
They would have adapted perfect. Those kids would have probably added that fire. You need that. And I think with that fire, that keeps your tradition going.
Since we followed behind Kate and them, we all were basically like the younger versions of them. So I knew for us that it wasn't going to be like a hard challenge to step into their place and, become the runners that they were.
The entire team was ready to step up, but the entire world was forced to take a step back. The 2020 season never happened, so neither did Southside's bid to defend its title.
I know those guys that left last year really heard about that. I was honestly very, very looking forward to last year's season, but when COVID and all that hit, it's kind of just like, what can you do,
It took the sail out of a lot of kids. That desire that they had, I think it kind of just took that pilot light out. Trying to get that restored is a tough thing to do.
All across the area, taking that sail out took that experience away. When that pilot light went dark, it seemed to signal dark times. But really, it just means the runners who've been around have to start shedding some much needed light.
Throughout the city, some of the schools are down just a little bit. We're constantly teaching. Even having a few seniors left from that last year's team still kind of helps you because then they can still help you with the young kids. The leadership of that, like Torrey Jones, he saw that tradition of that 4x4 or the relays and carried it on through. And so when they have those examples in front of them and those peers in front of them, then that's probably better than a coach pushing them because the kid's gonna push each other.
Like after they did this, I'm like, yeah, we gotta go back to state next year. Like we have to keep like the legacy going, We've always been a team that has at least had a runner go to state just about every year. So he does want this group of seniors and juniors, to go back and live that. I know we can do it. It's just a matter of time.
2020's turbulence taught them to cherish this season and cherish their time, to cherish their former teammates and the legacy they left behind.
That team, man, will always hold a special part in our heart because, just as that work ethic, They also showed other groups, leadership, what it takes to work and what does it take to get to that state finals. They didn't want to be denied, and they didn't want to let each other down.
And with that perspective, Southside has been able to turn a lost season into a silver lining.
It was kind of a hurtful thing, but in their mindset, hey, we're still the state champions, and they're going to carry that with them for a long time.
This has been Blake Baker with Summit City Sports.